Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League, using my over 20 plus years of coaching experience, trying to give you some insight. Maybe you want to become a better player, a better coach, notice something on the field that nobody else is talking about, because quite frankly, most people know absolutely jack shit about football, and you can hear it when you listen to them talk, and actually you start questioning them properly. Now, anyone who's listening and watching in my videos will know how much I talk about the D. Not that way, but you know what I mean, the D. And you need, if you're attacking or defending, you need people around the D. And the reason for this is because this is the most common place the ball drops. Why? It's simple. It's because it's in the middle of the field. And you never know what can happen around the D. So what you've got to do right here is defend or attack from the D. So normally I'd have one player. Postecoglou has two. I quite like the way he's framing this. But Villa have got no defensive player here. If you're defending, I always have one here. Why? So you stop this happening. I have a whole list of goals that are scored from the D, which we're posting at the end of the year, the Premier League season, so you can see how important this is. Premier League teams generally don't know because most of the coaches are complete morons. But this guy's not. He actually knows what he's doing. So here we go. We can see this corner coming in, and they're all frantic over here because apparently someone's going to score a header, blah, 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 blah. And it's never about that in corners. It's about this ball. Second ball. Everyone misses it, and now it's the second ball. And here we go. If there's someone on the D here, or anyone paying attention, or set up defensively correctly, they're able to attack it. They're not. He smashes it in the net box. Does it take a deflection? Yes. And we'll show you that right now. Just 1 second, though, before we move it and show you the actual strike. Look at this wee man's body shape. It's perfect. He's absolutely great on the strike. His technique's great. And he's done everything he can. Everyone here is panicking, the modern defender, with all their arms and hands behind their back, because any touch nowadays is going to be a penalty. And we're going to come on to VAR in a minute, because VAR did ruin this game, but not the way and the reasons that you think. But VAR cost Tottenham this game. As we move it, donk, you can see it hits him, beats the keeper, goes off. Yeah, and we've got our 1-0. And then let's get on to the point where VAR ruins the game. And this is what it does. So remember my take on VAR. VAR, in my opinion, is to bring in the Super League. And everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I'm going to be right. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over 3 to 5 years of constantly annoying everybody, and then someone will come along and say, oh, well, look, we'll run the Super League with all these new Wizzy. Imagine a league with all the Wizzy toys and all the things run properly. We'll call it the Super League and we'll take you away. But the only way you can do that is if you annoy the fans enough, because there's no way on earth fans are going to agree to a Super League. So you have to get fans against the Premier League. And how do you get fans against the Premier League? VAR. This is what it is. So this is the goal that they scored. Bosch, as we watch this coming in, this comes across, right? And we get this goal. Bosch. And here's the problem. This is the problem that VAR has. We go to the VAR and straight away you can see he's offside. It takes about 0.2 of a second to understand. And everyone watching the game will say, yeah, he's offside. What are you wasting your time for? But it took 3.5 to 4 minutes for this decision to be made. And that's the problem. Tottenham Hotspur were in complete and utter dominance of this game. 4 minutes of not having anyone playing football or kicking anything or doing anything. What happened is 2 players went off for Tottenham straight after. Injured. Well, why? Because they stood around for 4 minutes. Because they were waiting to make this VAR decision that was clearly offside, clearly not a goal. Anyone with a brain can see it, but all of a sudden waiting for 4 minutes. And all of a sudden, bearing in mind, Aston Villa have been under the cosh. I think Tottenham maybe even scored another goal that was off. They scored about 3 goals that were offside in VAR in this goal. Tottenham did at least that. They hit the post, they scored a goal, Villa go down the other end, and they have a goal and they wait 4 minutes. Basically, that calms Villa down, it resets the momentum of the game, and the entire football game is changed. Let alone the players that have gone off or been, that aren't up to match speed anymore because, they've been stood around for 4 minutes, and Villa have got time to regroup. It's basically cheating. It's just like, okay, we're going to have a nap for 4 minutes and recover and get our team ready to go and have a big timeout, and then, then we'll go. And then, of course, what happens next? Aston Villa get a free kick, and then they score. So all of a sudden, you've gone from the momentum shift of Tottenham dominating the game. Everyone takes a 4-minute break. And all of a sudden, Aston Villa are on top because everything's changed for Tottenham now. And Tottenham are completely destroyed as a team. And then they're not don't know what they're doing. And they do come back and they play well. Tottenham played better in this game anyway. But that isn't the point. The point is, the game changed because VAR took a timeout for 4 minutes. Should never happen. Should never be allowed. Let the game carry on. And if, by the way, we need to go back and call it offside. Yeah, it's offside, sorry. Or anyone with a logical brain could have seen that in 2 seconds like I did and gone, yeah, it's offside, carry on. It's no goal, move on. But they didn't. They wasted 4 minutes. There were 17 extra minutes played in this game from the first and second half overall because of VAR, which is insane. That's insane. 17, I think it was actually 17 and a half minutes, because when they went into the added time, the ref just kept going for another 2 minutes. It was ridiculous. But hey, let's not talk about that. Let's go back onto the football here. All of a sudden, we're going to talk about high lines again and all the extra space here. Now, Postecoglou, I actually think is a decent manager, a decent coach. He knows what he's doing. I don't agree with a high line, but I kind of do. You see the starting position of the keeper? He's got him kind of set up right. The team actually knows why they're playing a high line, because the keeper's in a good spot. The problem is, you're always going to get done with a quality ball. And that's why I don't like high lines. And here comes a quality ball. Let's watch this forward. Bosh, quality ball, and it's straight into the net box. And you can't really defend against that because he's allowed to run onto the space. Let's go back and look at the setup, right? So here's the problem. When you've got a high line, you've got all this space, as I always say, to run into. And if the quality ball is delivered into that space, all you need now is attacking headers to run into it. That's it. That's exactly what you get. It's that simple. Happens so often in the Premier League, you'll be amazed. I've had some people in the comment section asking me, like, well, why do they do it? Because they don't actually know. They think that defending high and having the keeper come up and win that ball is the smart thing to do, because they don't actually know what they're doing. Yeah, it's awful. They shouldn't be doing like this, but they still will. People will still score goals on it. Let's get on to the next goal. So here we are. We've got the ball right about here. And actually, if you look, everyone's quite good in their defensive shape. Now, this is the main key right here. So you want to get the ball to your strikers, right? But you've got to go through this midfield line. Sounds simple, yeah? Okay, we can do that, right? This midfielder's done something really smart here. It's Tielemans. I've never really been a fan of Tielemans, but it's one of those players that you know that he could have a breakout and play in one of the top 4 sides, but he's not quite good enough. You know, he's one of those that you're thinking, maybe. But he comes off the bench and he does this, right? If you look, this side is the Tottenham player, and then this side is the Aston Villa player. So basically, you've got 1, 2, 3 Aston Villa players in a little pocket like that, because this guy's on the other side of him. Can you see that? And the fact he shielded him here makes this corridor so much easier to pass through. Watch. So as he goes, can you see? And now the guy's gone, Bosh, and he goes in, right? Do you see that? How the corridor opens up? Let's go back and show you that again a little bit more. Because if he's not blocking this player gets to come over and stand a little bit closer. See the difference? Just a little bit closer. And he stops that pass in there. But because he's shielding him here, he stopped that happening. Look, Bosh, boom. And now that player is reacting to this ball instead of his player. All of a sudden, now his player's completely free. Bump. Now, do you see how this guy's done nothing? He's running a circle. He's absolutely done nothing. He stood here. This centre midfielder here, watch him. He stood here, he runs to here, and he runs back to here, and by the time he does that, the ball's in the goal. Because all he has to do is actually step back to here. He doesn't understand that, because he's getting shielded. He doesn't understand what's happening when he's shielded. He's out of the play, so what he needs to do is drop 5 yards and get himself back in the play. He doesn't get that. Doesn't understand the difference of being in the play and out of the play. Look, he's out of the play. He's going to go towards the ball. And as he goes towards the ball, this guy stops moving as well, by the way. Everyone stops moving. Boff. He's out of the play still. Boff, little pass, tap. And it's in the back of the net box. It's a quality little finish. But can you see how easy that is, especially if you're a player, just standing in front of somebody else and moving into the space that they vacate, you can create yourself space to create a really good pass. Because that's all this Tielemans guy does. He stands still, really. All he does, shields him, watch him, shields him, stands in his way. Okay, look, he's run away from me now. I'm just going to stand in the space, little no-look pass, stomp, and away we go. It's that easy. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.